If nobody else is going to invent it, I'll do it myself. Saying these words at the end of the 19th century, Josephine Cochrane expressed her will to solve a daily life problem, and she made a fortune. Born in 1839 in Ashtabula County, Ohio, Josephine grows up with her widowed father in Valparaiso, Indiana, and goes to a private school until the day it burns down. Mr. Garris sends his younger daughter in Shelbyville, Illinois, and Josephine moves to her sister place. The young girl graduates and then marries William Cochrane in 1858. The man comes back from California, where he tried to become rich but failed during the gold rush. His commercial judgment and some good investments quickly turned him into a wealthy man. 12 years after their wedding, the Cochrane move in a luxurious mansion, which symbolizes their fortune and the political aspirations of Mr. Cochrane. They give a lot of parties, so the fine china which belongs to Josephine is used very often. The trouble is that the servants don't take good care of the tableware when they clean it, and most of the time a plate or a cup is damaged at the end of the night. As the precious china is in the Garris family for nearly 2 centuries, Josephine is really upset by this lack of care. So she enjoins her employees from touching the tableware, and she has to clean it herself, which is no fun at all. In 1883, William Cochrane dies, leaving to Josephine a pile of debts and of dirty plates. At this point, Josephine has 2 options: crying out her bankruptcy or find a way to make some money and to avoid the chore of cleaning the dishes, because she has enough to spend her time with her hands in the soapy water. So, on a beautiful day of 1883, Josephine decides to solve her 2 major problems at the same time. The story says that, as she was doing the washing up again, the young widow had an epiphany and that she ran to the library with a cup in her hand to get the information that she needed. Josephine Cochrane is the inventor of the dishwasher. Okay, 2 patents for a dishwashing machine were already obtained by Houghton in 1850 and by Alexander in 1860. But their washing machines, made of wood, were not very efficient and they required several manual operations. Josephine's device is made of custom-made wire compartment where the plates and the cups are fixed. The trays are put in a copper boiler and hot soapy water rains down on the dirty dishes. The use of water jets is a technological innovation that makes Josephine's dishwasher way more efficient than the previous one. Cochrane works on her invention in a shed at the back of her garden, opening the way for all the millionaires who started their company in their garage. The technical aspect of the machine is a bit complicated, so Josephine tries to find a mechanic that could help her. After several rejections, because nobody takes her seriously, like Charlotte Widgewood, she finds George Butters, who accepts to work on the first prototype, which is patented in 1886. Josephine first uses her invention in her own kitchen, then she makes more machines for her friends. And they call the device Cochrane Dishwasher. Josephine puts advertising in newspapers to find more clients and goes to the World Columbian Exposition in Chicago where she wins a prize. She also convinces the restaurants to use her dishwasher during the fair. Despite what she thought, Josephine's invention conquers the hotel and the restaurants, but not the private house, for several reasons. First, the dishwasher cost $150, which is a big amount of money. And why buying an expensive machine when a servant or your wife can perfectly do the job? The quantity of hot water required is also a problem. Tap water is rare in the houses, and the ways to heat it are complicated and use a lot of energy. And the kitchen plumbing of that time is not suitable for the quantity of hot water produced by the dishwasher. And for many women, doing the washing up is an occasion to socialize in the kitchen and to speak freely with no man around. So Josephine enters the professional market and meets her future client herself. She breaks a taboo because she goes in hotels and restaurants on her own with no man on her side. In 1897, Josephine founds the Cochrane Dishwashing Company and builds a small factory in an old school with George Butters, 3 workers, and the money of the inhabitants of Shelbyville. The company expands and finds new clients, like hospitals and colleges. It is bought by Hobart, which puts the dishwasher in every house in the 50s, and then sold to Whirlpool. Thanks to her will and her need to find money, Josephine the socialite became Cochrane the businesswoman. And she traveled across the USA to sell her invention till the end of her life. Because in the kitchen, like in business, if you want something done right, you have to do it yourself.